Howdy-ho everyone, I am Nathan Blake and welcome to Minecraft. I have been playing around a lot with Minecraft recently, trying to figure out how all these systems work and stuff because I've never really played any Minecraft before and I find it really cool now that I'm actually into it. And there's some really neat stuff you can do here. So I've been trying to do some research, figuring out how to make a secret door that you can open using a key. And so I found this video by Biggs87, I think is the name of the guy, and it's just one of the first results that come up whenever you search how to make a secret door. And he had some really cool stuff that he talked about in it. However, I don't know if it's because it's a 2-year-old video and there's been updates since then or what, but I couldn't make his system work properly. And so after a little while of tinkering, and by a little while I mean a couple of hours of tinkering on my part, I did finally design a door that works the way I want it to work. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I made mine, and then we're gonna go ahead and build it together. And one of the things that he didn't really do in the video was explain why the pieces were necessary or why they did what they did. And maybe that's because he just assumed people knew what the parts do, but I want to make sure that you guys understand why they work the way they do, because the problems I was coming upon mostly I think were because I wasn't understanding why the pieces where they were and why they needed to be there in the first place. And so I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So first of all, this function, you place this here, all these things go off, and this door, this fake door I've created, seals. So you can see that that's actually functioning properly. When you drop that off, it opens again. We have a functioning prototype of it over here as well inside of this cliff face. So you guys can see that it also works. Put that there, this door opens, and you got a cave in there that is apparently filled with skeletons. All right, enjoy your skeletons, guys. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually explain to you what's happening here, what's important and why it's important. So the main crux of the design is this right here, and this is the part that I definitely stole from Biggs87. Everything else I had to completely modify to function the way I needed it to. But we've got 4 sticky pistons right here in a stack, 2 by 2. And then we've got 2 more sticky pistons right here, and you can see they're headed that direction. These ones are headed this direction in. And then we've got 2 pieces of stone that match the stone around it. And this is the actual door. Everything else is just a mechanism to move those at the appropriate times, okay? So the way this functions is we send signal from over here up this redstone. And the first thing that happens when I drop this in here is this piston goes off, and that moves this redstone block forward and completes this circuit, okay? So that causes this to ignite. So this ignites and it heads this way, and at the same time it hits this repeater, and this empty circuit here, okay, just sitting on top of this block. Okay, so this is something I want to make sure you all understand. That's an extra block there we don't need. This is something I want to make sure you all understand what these repeaters are doing and why they're necessary. I wasn't entirely sure when I was watching the thing, and then I figured it out. So the first thing that happens is this repeater ignites, and then this string here ignites, okay? So this string is not connecting to anything. It is waiting for these 2 pistons to connect with it before it's gonna do anything, because it can't do anything to nothing, so it has to wait, okay? These 2 catch the signal, but because the way we have them set, see whenever you right click on these, you can set these different settings on them. Because the way we have them set, they actually delay, okay? So they grab that bit of, oh, oops, I didn't mean to, how did I even do that? So these 2 are grabbing that signal and they're holding it on a delay. So what that means is that it does not send the fire in this case, doesn't send the redstone energy to here and here as quickly as this one receives it, okay? Which means that this piston, if it was sitting here, would receive the signal before these 4 pistons, okay? So that's important to the design, because what happens next is these hold on to the signal for just a second, and then they send it here and here, which makes these 4 go off, okay? So now we're starting to understand what's happening here. These 4 go off first, because even though this one's ignited before them, it's not connected to anything. And because they go off first, these blocks here move over into this space. The stone blocks move here, and then these sticky pistons move here, okay? And then they're connected with this here, with this circuit. So then these two will go off. So see, I can just drop that there and they'll do the same thing so you guys can see. You can even watch the delay happen, right? So that'll even just go to show you a little bit. Oh, I put this block in here. I didn't mean to actually destroy that. Okay, so this is a slightly complicated design, and I've come up with a slightly better version of it. So again, I can come over here and I can show you guys what our cave looks like, so you can get a look at what a finished cave is gonna look like, and then we'll go over and we'll make our own version of it, okay? So when we come in here, this is what it looks like. We've got all these bricks and stuff. These ones are extra. I put them in just to see if I could make things look a little less like this was the inside of a machine. I could not really. And then we have this here, so you can throw this lever and everything goes back while you're inside, okay? So this is the full design as it's functioning. And obviously, if you look at this long enough, you could probably figure out how it's working, and we already taught you how most of it's functioning. But we're gonna go ahead and go build it step by step together just for fun and to show anyone who's still not all the way on board with how it works, how we're gonna make it happen. So here we go, we've got this, go ahead and fill that in. Okay, so this is already pre-prepared for us to build it. It is 8 deep, 5 wide on each side, and 4 tall. And that's about the size it needs to be. You could probably work a little bit with different sizes, but this is gonna be the best size for it, okay? So the first thing that we need to do is we need those ever important sticky pistons. So like we said, we got 4 right here, and then we've got 2 right here, and they do need to be sticky pistons, not regular pistons. And the reason for that is they won't pull things back with themselves whenever they finish if they aren't sticky. So the regular pistons will just push things, they won't pull. These push and pull. Up next is the stones. We get those there. And so you can already see this exact same design. What was that? Oh, what's up, man? Welcome to my house. You having a good day? You doing okay? All right, we can already see my design coming together the way it looked over there. So what we're gonna do here now is we have to put a stone here, and a stone here, and a stone here. And all those things are important because these pistons do not like to activate if the redstone is not in the middle. So the redstone being here, right here on this stone, allows this stone, this piston and this piston to activate. If it's just on the floor, it'll only be the bottom one. So you have to have it raise up so that it essentially sandwiches the dust between them. So first of all, we'll just go ahead and set dust on all of those. Now the direction the dust travels when it hits the rock is important too. So if I put this one here, we'll just show you what happens. Only the bottom one goes off because for whatever reason, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why, if it travels horizontal instead of vertical on this, it'll only activate one, which means you have to be very choosy about how the redstone comes off the rock. So we need it like that, and I can show you now. See, it fired both of them at the same time because the redstone was headed that direction. That's the only difference we had here, really, was just that redstone. So, all right, now that we understand why that needs to be that way, we can come to right here, and that's good. Hey, man, what's up? The next thing that we need is our redstone repeater. And remember, we were gonna stretch out that time. So what's gonna happen is when the charge comes into this, it's gonna delay before it sends the charge into these. So that these will go off after this one has lit up. And that's really important. That's like integral to how it functions. If things don't go off in that order, it's gonna break down. And you can see that that's how it works just from playing with it for a second here. So we're already ready to go. If I put, oh, that's a regular torch. If I put this here, it's gonna function. See, we shut ourselves in. That's it. So if you just want a door that closes, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I put my repeater in the wrong place. That's my problem. Like, but my design, my beautiful design, it was so perfect. Okay, and so that just goes to show you what's gonna happen if this thing isn't set up properly. So I'm gonna destroy that really quick. We're gonna place our redstone repeater right here instead. And then we put redstone dust there and there. Okay, so this is perfect. It's exactly the way we want it. So now, once again, we can test this. We put that there, boom, done. And I always suggest testing all along the way, because sometimes you think you've got this thing working like a well-oiled machine and it looks like you've done it exactly the way you want, and it just does not. But you can even see what I was talking about earlier. If you watch this bit right here and this repeater, you can watch this light up. This here lights up before the repeater lights up. See? And then the repeater holds on to that charge just a little bit longer than this one does whenever you destroy it too. And that's really important. And the reason that's important is because these guys need to keep that extended long enough that these guys pull their stones back in. Because if they don't, everything breaks. And that's what we saw just a minute ago whenever I had them go off at the same time. Okay, so now we have this system set up. And over here on our prototype that we built out here, we had it essentially set up where you place it and it goes off, right? And so the door's closed. But we don't want a system where you place the key and the door closes. We want a system where you place the key and the door opens, like we built over here. So what we need is we need to build a little alcove over here where we're going to be able to activate something from the outside. And we need it set up where when you place the key, the system shuts off instead of coming on. So what that means is we need an ever-present source of redstone, which is what a block of redstone does. So see, a block of redstone will work just like a redstone torch. Just so you guys know what that does. It's like a redstone torch that can be moved around. So what we want, we already established, is that we want something where whenever you put the thing in, the system shuts down. Because the system being up means the door is closed. The system being down means the door is open. So we want it down when we place the torch. So the only way we can do that is to place a sticky piston right here. And then we place a redstone block. So see, now the system's up. And when I place this torch behind the sticky piston pushes the redstone block over to here, okay? When that happens, it breaks the circuit. There's no longer energy being sent along this line, and so all these shut back down and the door opens. Now, the cool part is that we can do this from outside. It's gonna be dark, so we're gonna go ahead and do this from in here. And I guess we're gonna keep an Enderman in here, at least for now. And we place that here and that there, and that there. And here we go. This is how it looks from the outside in the finished product. We have a door that you cannot see, and we have a tiny little alcove. And if you want, you could always place one block in front of your alcove, and you have it sticking out so that it's easy for you to remember. You can come out and go boop, whatever you want to do. But it doesn't matter, because whenever you place that in there, the door opens, okay? And this is a functioning door now. Every time you break this key, this redstone torch, the door shuts, and every time you put it back in, it opens, and then it doesn't fail. It doesn't have a success fail rate. It just functions properly, okay? Now there's one last thing that we need to make this a good functioning base, because we can get in from the outside, but if we were closed in here somehow, how would we get out? We'd have to place another redstone torch inside or something, and we don't want to do that necessarily. And what if I'm inside and somebody's following me and they don't know how to get in, and I want to make sure they can't get in? I can't close this door because the way we designed it, it's off right now. But we can place a lever, and when this lever throws, it does it every time. So now when you're inside your base, it's as simple as that. Just flip the lever, everything functions. It's really cool. Just on and off, on and off. When you're outside of your base, you are required to have either a redstone torch or a redstone block. All right, so that is how you do it. That's how you make this secret door that closes and opens whenever you put a redstone torch in it, and that has a secret lever. You can even use a button or something, I suppose, on the inside. And apparently this is how you catch an Enderman. Just make a secret passage, and he just is very interested in what you're doing. Yeah, we can get further into some of this stuff later on, and we can like really expand upon this. I know that there are probably some ways that we could maybe run some of this redstone underneath the ground and stuff so that it would be a little less conspicuous and stuff. And I know that there are probably some prettier designs out there than this one, but this one I have found to work every single time. It is foolproof because I am dumb and I still made it work. So So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope that you didn't just learn how to make a door, but you learned how some of the pieces work, and that helps you in the future whenever you're working on projects, because that's what really cinched it for me in this project, was after all of the struggling and everything to try to understand how Biggs87 was doing his stuff, I finally figured it out whenever I started understanding why the pieces were doing what they were doing and why they were necessary. So this one also doesn't use an observer or quite as many pistons, I don't think. So it's a simpler design. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more things like this in the future, like see me like design new things, let me know down in the comments below. I have an idea for building essentially a drawbridge, a bridge that kind of appears whenever you throw a lever. I think that could be cool, as long as I have the equipment that I need to do it, or rather as long as the game is capable of doing what I'm thinking about doing. So if that seems interesting to you guys, let me know down in the comments below, and we will work on some of those things as well. And if you want to see more how-to sort of things in here, I will learn more and I will show you guys also. And I really love Minecraft. I think it's a really cool thing. I think it really fits in with the theme of the channel, that games are art and art is important, because you can create art in here, and that art can be aesthetic, or it can be mechanical art. And so that's really awesome to me. So thank you all so much for being here. I want to give a shout out to Biggs87 for making that first video, because obviously I pretty much just learned everything that I learned from watching his, and then I had to modify it for myself, because I'm probably just too dumb to understand what he was doing. But anyway, now you have a dumb way of doing it, which means you can do it if you can't understand his way too. I want to thank you all so much for being here. As always, this is Nathan Blake signing off for Nathan Blake Games. Remember that games are art, and art is important, and so are you. Sayonara. This has been Minecraft. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it in the future, please like and comment below. If you're new to the channel and you would like to be notified of new videos, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Like my channel? Want to see it grow? Share this video with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again, everyone. Sayonara.